week? Who knows how you fed your heart? Who knows just who you might have touched by talking to them, by sharing with them the fact that there's a program called X3 coming out, the fact that there's this shake that can help them daily. They can just take their daily dose of dense nutrition and they can improve their health and help their body heal itself. You don't know who you're touching. Now, it's one thing for you to know that. It's a whole other thing now for you to go home, or you to get on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and phone calls and just coffee clatches, wherever you can meet up with your team and get them to feel the same sense of it's okay to fail. And within that failure, you're going to find the next success. If your intent is to help people achieve their goals, to lead healthy, fulfilling lives, you will be unstoppable. If every morning you wake up with that. And you know, we had the big dream at Summit. I wonder how many of you have already let that big dream go, or you thought that was just sort of an exercise to put on an index card, and how many people operate like I do and stoke that fire every single day so that it's hard to sleep. I implore, just for your own life, there's nothing worse than being sort of in this self-imposed prison of inertia, of a lack of activity. You need to be the person taking the initiative in your own life. And then, real freedom, the freedom to be able to create a life. You know, there's this store that you walk by. I walk by at the airport. It says, "Life is good." And one day, it was right after the anniversary of September 11th. I was walking by that and I was like, wow, life is good. It's an interesting brand name. And I thought, I bet you on September 11th, that was a difficult brand for people to connect with. Because there was not a lot of people, certainly if anybody touched by that tragedy, thinking life is good. Life is hard. And I saw one time a guy on Twitter said, you know, he put up a quote, life is hard, and he put compared to what? Which I thought was kind of interesting because, you know, life is hard compared to what? It's just life. Life just is. Life is what you make of it. And I think sometimes we, people, can have an expectation that life is supposed to be good. We are born here. We don't know what the parents are going to be like. We don't know what sort of circumstances we're going to have. We don't know what sort of addictions we might fall into, or traps we might fall into, or spouses or circumstances or jobs or whatever. Life just is, man. There's no guarantee, and there is no requirement that life be good. And don't let anybody make you feel bad if for some reason you go, you know what, right now life is not so good. It is not a requirement that you think life is good. But I think that what's possible is to create good. Freedom is having the tools and the hope to create more out of your circumstance, to take the initiative to create something, regardless of how bad it is or the setbacks. You just don't quit on yourself. That's what I want for everybody out of this business, help people achieve their goals, lead healthy, fulfilling lives. I just want people to not quit on themselves, to use these tools. We try to refine these tools so that people will really get the results that they want out of their fitness program, out of their weight loss, and hopefully to create an income for themselves so, like Becky, they can be there for their kids to drop them off at school or pick them up after school. Whatever her fulfilling life is, we want to give her the tool to do that. We want you to take these tools, deliver them, teach them to your teams so that you're helping people lead healthy, fulfilling lives. So that maybe, instead of them feeling trapped by a life that's not so good, they feel like they can create the life that they would love to live. So that they have the tools to solve the problems. They have hope so that they can get over when things are tough. They have the ability to cope with failure and turn it positive for themselves rather than feeling like they have a dark cloud over their heads. That's the power that we have at Team Beachbody. That's what feels so good about this. I've said it before, I think it's the most fantastic company in the world, and it's not because John and I are so special. It's just we've managed to attract people like you and people like you saw up here on the stage. People come visit the office and they go, I can't believe the energy that I feel in this place. And I feel the same way every time I go to work. I feel the same way every time I come to one of these events. I feel like I'm getting together with family and friends. It really is true. How long till the party? So, I just want to thank you guys for carrying this message. You know that I'm counting on you. We'll do the best we can. I'm hitting Facebook. I'm hitting Instagram. But, you know, actually one of the things that I'm actually more impressed with this event than other events is how little you've required or asked of me. It really does feel like it doesn't rely on me to be a leader. You know, Jeff was nice enough to say I'm a leader, blah, blah, blah. And I do, you know, I do like my job as CEO of the business, but I also think that it has transcended me now. And it's in your hands, and you're doing an unbelievably good job with it in a really solid, fundamental way. And I'm exceptionally grateful for that. And now it's going to be up to you to take these things, to take them home, and pack those rooms Super Saturday. I'm going to be in Puerto Rico, in Miami, but hopefully not stumbling. You know, I can't speak any Spanish, I'm terrible. But we'll hopefully communicate through the language of them. Through the forbidden dance. That's the lambada, right? Yeah. But pack those Super Saturdays. The Team Cup is not just about that cool cup, but it's about getting people taking action. Even here in the fall, it's about getting people to realize that they don't have to start with a New Year's resolution January 1st. It feels really good. Take it from a guy who just finished his 21 days. It feels really good to take action right now. If you have gotten off track, or perhaps your team has, now is the time to start a challenge group. Maybe start a 30-day challenge group, or just a 60-day, or whatever. But do something to get people back into the lifestyle. It's going to be easier then to bring them into X3. It's going to be easier then to get them to do the reset. It's going to be easier then to start New Year's off right with more momentum. Don't wait for when it's easy to do the job. Teach your teams not to wait for when it's easy to help people get healthy and fit. Now's the time that we need to keep the decibel level up of this so that we're truly having an impact on the lifestyle. All right, but you guys have learned so much. I want to let you absorb it. I just want to tell you that what matters now, just like Jeff said, is how you take this thing home and how you lead and how you live it. How you live this stuff and take this stuff and put it into action. It goes nowhere if there is no initiative. You wake up Monday morning and you've got to find a way to turn it on. And turn it on strong. That's what I try to do. You see my posts in the morning? My brother said to me, we were at a wedding last week, and he goes, I can always tell when you wake up. I'm like, why is that? He goes, well, that's when I can see your Twitter go off. I'm like, yeah, because it's like the first thing, I'm like, all right, how do I get traction on this? And then something will happen, and I'll do it, and I'll share what I'm feeling, and I'll share how I got the ignition to turn over, to really stoke the fire. You've got to do that too. All right, so take everything you learned. Make something big happen. Don't worry about the failures. We are all going to fail together constantly. And in that, we're going to gather these successes and continue to create something really great here. And it is Team Beachbody, and it is all of us. And I'm extremely grateful. Thank you for coming to listen.